crazy, but you know what I mean? So you get it all mixed up in the sport of college football, and you can't just think that somebody's just gonna transition and make that transition smoothly, because it don't happen like what up, yo? What up? What's good? What's good with you? I said I'm letting the ball head hang and coming out with the head today, letting it breathe a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because we're about to get up into the conversation, dog. Look. I thank everybody for tuning in. Share it out. Make sure that you're sharing the live out and you're getting it out and everything. Before we even get up into a lot of this, man, maybe I could play a little background tunes why there ain't that, you know what I'm saying, till people start rolling up in this joint. How about we play a couple beats? You know what I'm saying? How about we get some beats rolling real quick? You know what I mean? Get some vibes going up in here. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's about to go down. Like I'm really about to go down. I don't know. Should I blast it? Is that loud enough for y'all? That loud enough? I think that's loud enough right there. Cause look, welcome to the fans' point of view, y'all. Y'all already know fans' point of view, man. Y'all can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, right here on YouTube. If you following me here, tap in with me. I appreciate the support, man. So this is what we largely dealing with right now. So as we all knew, the Pittsburgh Steelers, their franchise, very prestigious. There's a long history of the Pittsburgh Steelers, a very prestigious one, if you will. I mean, Chuck Noll being a great coach, 4 Super Bowls, Bill Cowher coming in throughout the 90s. I love the Pittsburgh Steelers. I remember Neil O'Donnell throwing the interception in the Super Bowl. And I was so young, I was super emotional. Didn't understand what was going on. Just seen a bunch of grown folks around me mad about money. Something about money. You know what I mean? Those are memories. This franchise means so much to a lot of people in Pittsburgh, let alone what you might call Yinzers. A Yinzer is a Penguin fan, a Pittsburgh Pirate fan, and a Steelers fan. You ain't a Yinzer if you don't like all three. Well, the Yinzers have carried this franchise. There's a historic culture in Pittsburgh that surrounds the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you go to the Strip District where there used to be at Robert Woolley's, it's still probably down. It's still down there, but it's not the same anymore. It's the whole bunch of people out there, vendors selling all kinds of Steelers trinkets, everything, just to go into the culture of being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan and what it means to the city of Pittsburgh if you are a fan. But one thing has always been known with this franchise, and that's always the dirt a player might get into or the dirty deeds have always been kind of just swept under the rug. Never really brought to the light to deal with, you know? They've always had a very peculiar way in dealing with the drama that surrounds the Pittsburgh Steelers. In this case, we all had a feeling that there was some kind of drama that was surrounding the Pittsburgh Steelers, and especially the latter years of Ben Roethlisberger's career. What has really been going on? We really didn't know. We really didn't figure it out. We just couldn't get our hand on it. Some of us speculated that it was the old GM and Mike Tomlin maybe wasn't seeing eye to eye on more content now. We think this will fix some of the problems. Well, guess what? Mike Tomlin leaves. He decides to leave, hang it up. And there was a lot of things that Mike Tomlin kept from reaching the public and keeping things wrapped in the locker room in Pittsburgh. Well, recently, Joey Porter Sr. came out, went on to the Cam Heywards podcast, Not Just Football, and he spoke out on some of these things. And the things he spoke out on brought some attention and left some insight to a Pittsburgh Steelers fan as myself. And it was very intriguing because I'm like, okay, this answers some of the things for me, but it still leaves a lot of question marks out there. But hey, it's not my job to get everything right. It's my job to inform y'all and let y'all know when I am forming a opinion or if I'm bringing factual information to the table. And in this case, I just want to give my opinion on a lot of things that I've speculated along with in Pittsburgh as being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. All right. So just rock with me and stay with me here. What's up, y'all? What's going on? Said Isaac Hayes Jr. What up? What's going on with you, man? What's going on with you, neck bone? So I wanted to really touch on this. I did. And I have the video to play, and we'll kind of do a reaction to it. Hopefully I don't get hit with a strike or, trademark or whatever that is, because there's a lot. He said a lot in this video. He said a whole lot. Joey Porter Sr. did. And now I'm like, okay, let's get some of these questions to the forefront. And I'll get into other news, talk about the draft. I'll be sticking around a little bit later after that. But I gotta talk about this. I gotta get up into some of this talk here. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play some of that. Let me get that pulled up for y'all because it's crazy. And to me, some of these questions may have been answered. So let's go ahead and let's get that pulled up. He said a whole lot. So hopefully Cam Heywards he'll let me eat. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Cam Heywards show. Not just football. All right, let's get it going.
On a different role. His anger towards Mike was in a way of like, damn, man, if you don't like that, if that's the one thing that he did bad to you, you're going to say he's a bad coach. You're going to take his greatness away. You're going to say he's not a good coach. And I told him, I said, how can you say he's not a great coach when everything that happened good to you in football was under his watch?
Because of him. Yep.
Like your Debo name, when I played with you, James Harrison.
Right now.
Called yourself a bad.
He's actually talking about James Harrison. James Harrison also has some things to say about Mike Tomlin. And Joey Porter Sr. ain't jacking that. There's a lot. So let's just unpack, right? So right now, James Harrison has some things to say about Mike Tomlin being a bad coach, not being a good coach, simply because of Mike Tomlin not wanting him back in his latter years in his career. That's pretty much where this is going. But I want to, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play it. We'll keep going.
Nobody knew you because under Cowher, they cut you 3 times. Cut you 3 times, you was looked at as a special team player. Under Mike, 3 or 4 Pro Bowls, Defense Player of the Year, playing 2 championships, paid you over $50-something million. You thought you did all of that?
Yep.
You think the head coach didn't have his hand in making that player?
Rewind now. Hold up now. Did y'all catch that?
Cut you 3 times, you was looked at as a special team player. Under Mike, 3 or 4 Pro Bowls, Defense Player of the Year, playing 2 championships, paid you over $50-something million. You thought you did all of that?
Yep.
You think the head coach didn't have his hand in making that player? So when you say he did nothing for you, that's crazy. Then it's like, damn, why would you take a shot at the guy who changed your life? Because Cowher didn't change your life. Cowher cut you 3 times.
Woo!
Then he's like, oh, well, Butts is considered a good coach and Mike Tomlin's not. I say, Coach Butler is a good coach, but you gonna call him a great coach? And I'm not shitting on Butts because I love Butts. What's the difference? If you giving Butts great coaches, I said, why you didn't make the team the first 3 times you got cut if you're so damn great?
Yeah.
How did you keep getting cut? You know what I'm saying? Because like a great coach you're going to know the defense and not get cut. You know what I'm saying? So we went back and forth in our banter, but like I told him, like, I didn't agree with none of it because I just feel like you took a shot at Mike. And, you know, in this space, Mike ain't going to defend himself in this space. No. You know what I'm saying? He going to do that. And it's like, that's just weak for you to take a shot at somebody who's changed your life. Whether you think you did all that work, they changed the defense for you. They made it easy for you to run the defense. You didn't have to run the real 3-4.
Why do you think that's lost in all of his memory of it?
Wow.
It was not lost. It was like,
did y'all hear that? Did I catch that part? I don't know if y'all caught that part. They made it easy for James Harrison. He didn't have to run a real 3-4. See, when people retire, these things come out. But see, if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan and you or NFL fan, period, and you looked at this franchise and how it's changed, and when it changed after Palomalu was gone, Ryan Clark, Jerome Bettis, and it was just different. And you was like, dang, I can't quite put my finger on what's going on. You can't blame Mike Tomlin for it. Now, me, myself, I never really thought that I never said that Mike Tomlin was a bad coach. I just simply said I think it's just time to change things up. With, you know what I mean? Get some freshness in there. Get a fresh new coach in there. Let's just get the whole roster. Let's get the franchise back. You know what I mean? Not really me knowing and feeling like just speculating on the fact that Mike Tomlin was keeping things together by a thread. He had control of crazy players like Antonio Brown. Like nobody, he went off the rails after he got out of Pittsburgh, but was he always like that? I think so. But Mike Tomlin had a handle on that. Was James Harrison, big ego? They're talking about it now. He was like that, but Mike Tomlin had a handle on that. And we about to get up in the Ben Roethlisberger, but I'm going to keep letting it rock out.
Run up, because like, we brought you back for 4 more years, right? After you retired, and me coaching him, I seen with my own eyes how they were trying to set the stage to build his career to be the all-time sacker, help pad his stats and give him a chance to go to Canton. First player I coached ever late in his years that didn't have much that was airmail to the 53. When you're in year 14, 15, and you're not a starter, you got to make the team. You're in this age, you don't even play special teams. Like, we're keeping a spot for you for 20 plays a game.
Yeah.
The 5th, 6th linebacker, he has to play special teams.
How do you think James would have reacted if they were a little bit more harsh with the reality of it? If Mike said, look, kind of what we both know in this.
See, they're saying a lot in this. See, it's not so much of everything they say, but you got to sometimes read between the lines of things, put together the context clues, something that we learned early on in school and in reading class. You know what I mean? Like, how do you define a word that you may not know the meaning to on how someone uses it in a sentence? Correct? So read, like, let's stay with that. And he's saying a whole lot about James Harrison as a player for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I just can't wait till we get to this Ben Roethlisberger, because it ain't done, y'all. Now, it ain't done.
Situation takes, again, common sense.
When me and Butts was fighting to get James back, Mike said, I don't want to do nothing with him. I said, because I don't TJ the next year. So now it's understood. Debo is going to sit down because TJ and Bud, we went first rounder, back-to-back outside linebackers. Come on, man. You played a long time ago, but we want to keep you to teach. Be the great mentor in there, airmailing you to the 53. So when I watch somebody do all that greatness for you, and you treat him like that, man, that don't sit right with nobody, man. It's frowned upon for real. It looks.
You're getting the scoops.
Well, I think you guys can say they broke the brotherhood.
Oh, they broke the brotherhood. Well, he broke the brotherhood. Then Seven definitely broke the brotherhood, because like
that's the one I don't understand.
The
as
shit
much.
that Seven that we don't talk about.
I know.
Is crazy. like out of anybody should talk, he should never grab a microphone and really talk Steeler business.
Yeah.
Because if we talking Steeler business, his ass is foul of all foul.
Wow.
Like the shit that he's did is foul of all foul. He's not a good teammate. Won the Super Bowl with him, but the person, he's just not a good teammate. Like he knows that. Anybody in the Steeler building knows that. But we protected him because I've only won one Super Bowl, and that was my quarterback. So do I love my quarterback? Yeah, but is he a good person? No.
Dang.
Why wasn't he a good teammate though?
Damn.
So go back.
Damn. So can we finally get up into, you said Mike Tomlin should be able to get a job anywhere in the NFL. I think so too. I think he will, Neck Bum. I think he will. My thing is not really what Mike Tomlin getting a job. It's more or less of these kind of things, right? They both came out and they said some things about Mike Tomlin that maybe weren't the best. Now, we always thought as Steeler fans that why haven't we moved on from Ben Roethlisberger yet? Why haven't we gotten a quarterback yet to even replace him when it's time for him to go? When he left the team, we kind of got put in this purgatory that we're still in now today as Steeler fans. We're still there. We're still right there in that purgatory right now as Steeler fans. Like, why? You know what I mean? And I think he's saying a lot without saying enough. Without saying a lot. You know what I mean? He said a whole lot without saying a whole lot at all. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. What Joey Porter Sr. is saying, he shouldn't even speak on Steeler business, period, point blank. He's a bad teammate. He flat out just put it out there. This ain't what I said. Now, some of the things that I'm about to speculate upon, you know what I mean? I think it fits the narrative of him being a bad teammate, but this is also a lot of things that a lot of Steeler fans had in question, right? This is a lot like, why? That's the number one thing. Why did we wait so long to replace Ben Roethlisberger? Well, he just thought he was the man. After everybody had moved on, all the captains, such as Joey Porter Sr., Jerome Bettis, Ryan Clark, Troy Polamalu, Alan Faneca, and the offensive line started aging out. They got on up out of there. Like he wasn't trying to. We didn't go quarterback. Why didn't we go quarterback? Well, he was a bad teammate. That makes sense. But if it fits the narrative. So regardless and I'm just saying, putting an opinion out there. I'm not trying to flip a narrative on him, but it does. But if the shoe fits, then kind of wear it there. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to figure out and then, well, it's not a figure. It's not really figuring because you understand why a lot of things were like that with him. So even his teammates knew that some of the things that went on with him happened, but nobody said nothing about it. And this takes me back and look, I said it. I even said it on your show, Neckbone. You had me up on there, and I talked about the Cordell situation. That happened. I'm from Pittsburgh, as y'all know. I lived in Atlanta for 8 years. I did of my life. Moved down south, a couple different cities down there too. I moved back up top. So I've been around, kind of like a gypsy, if you will. But at that point in time, that happened. There was no doubt in the world that happened. Now, it going public had really messed with his head. But the Steelers organization, once again, swept that under the rug. But it was never the same for a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans because they knew, they're like, we can't have this dude being our quarterback and he doing this. You know what I'm saying? And that was a big thing with Big Ben. Okay, the thing happened once. You know what I mean? Whatever. It has really nothing to do with football, so you try to stay away from those things, right? Be like, all right, one allegation, all right, that's 2, 3. Okay, dog. 4. All right, man, you did it now, bro. You know You know what I'm saying? So, and it has really nothing to do with what's going on. So I'm not trying to go there with it. What I'm simply trying to say here is that there's been problems with him. There's been a lot of things that Mike Tomlin has kept swept under the rug. Him being a hero. Now he's not coming to the rescue. But Joey Porter Sr. is letting that be known. Like, hold up. Like, I'm not about to come out here and dog Mike Tomlin. I've been saying that. Like, it's going to be hard to replace Mike Tomlin in the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. I have always stood on that. There's not many coaches who's going to be able to come into Pittsburgh and keep that thing under wraps. Now, is Mike McCarthy going to be able to do that? I don't know. I really don't know, because Dallas was loose, but a lot of that got to do with Jerry Jones. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that looseness and everything in that organization down there got to do with Jerry Jones and him allowing that. The Roonies are not like that. However, they try to keep things under wraps. Dude was horrible and left our franchise in a bad place. Ben Roethlisberger left our franchise in a bad place. He did. Because he didn't want to be a leader. He did not want to be a leader. Bad teammate. Did not want to move on when it was time to. And then he just finally called it quits. To call it quits when he felt like it. That was it. And that's the bottom line. And that's why we're here today. And a lot of people, and will this information try to split up the Steelers fans in half? I think so, but I think we've always been that way. I think the Steelers, we've always been split in half. Half of the people thought Mike Tomlin was a bad coach, made bad decisions, this and that. But nobody's really, I wonder where they at now. But I have been peeping online, and this is huge amongst the Steelers fans right now. This information that just came out is big right now. A lot of people are talking about it. A lot of Steelers fans are tweeting about it. They're talking about it all over the socials, and it's came out. A lot of people was like, yo, we knew it. And there's ex-players that have also came out and spoke on this. Let me see if I got some of those comments, because there's some ex-players who came out and they didn't say too much on it, but they definitely got on the post and said some things about it. Let me see if I can get those tweets pulled up here, okay? So if y'all can see it here, it's just not just football. This is Cam Heywards podcast, and this is his Instagram. You got Mason Rudolph saying, go off at Joey Porter. Tell it all. That's Mason Rudolph. Go off. Tell it like it is. Got Kevin. You know what I'm saying? Know who that is, right? Saying, oh, yeah, that's it. Then you got ZBNFL. I'm trying to think of who that is. But, damn. Did it just erase? Oh, it just jumped down. He said, I can't wait to say something about this. You know what I'm saying? You got Cam Hayward like, oh, yeah, it's about to go down, pretty much making a face like, yeah, it's like. Now, some people might sit here and say, oh, they doing this. This is just a social media ploy. It's not that. I don't think it's that. I think I could really tell when people are out here acting, such as the whole Gilly and Cam Newton beef. I knew that was fake from the door, because they was just ripping on each other. People don't understand when you just ripping on somebody. I think y'all call it joning down south. And when I was in Atlanta, they say they joning you. That's what they used to call it. It's a cultural thing amongst black people that we do. You know what I'm saying? You come outside with a clean outfit on and your shoes is scuffed up and dirty, you gonna get ripped on for your dirty shoes. Should have cleaned your shoes. You know what I'm saying? You should have sprayed them with some awesome or something before you came out. Everything else you got on clean, but your shoes ain't. You know what I mean? You ashy. Look, you know what I'm saying? You got your chapped lips. They look like donut sticks because they chapped. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just something that people do. But nowadays, some people might say it's hating, and on the internet, they don't know how to take that. So they just really was just ripping on each other for real. They didn't really say nothing or drop no information. This is different. Joey Porter came out and actually said, I talked to James Harrison, aka Debo, And I told him this. So he ain't say nothing on the Not Just Football podcast that he didn't say to him. And there's players that's going to be speaking out. So there's definitely going to be more to follow with this. But and until then, I mean, you can gather all the information up and see then. But will my opinion change on it? Probably not. But the more information I get on it, the better I, will understand. And I can't wait to see what's up. And it's not even because of all the drama. It's just because of a lot of things that we've been feeling as Steelers fans, like something's not quite hitting with the organization. Like, what's going on? Like, y'all let Ben run us down like this? So, and that's just how I feel. I feel that way. And Mike Tomlin was saving the day. But then when you got a million or so Steelers fans out there, and I was one of them, but not for the reason why everybody else wanted Mike Tomlin gone. Mike Tomlin's a bad coach. He don't know how to coach football. He don't know this. He don't know that. Well, look at how much he covered up. Look how much he saved. Look how much he was helping the Roonies. Look, he kept the organization afloat, and I knew that. We had average football teams winning. We had Kenny Pickett had a winning record with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph. Those are the quarterbacks we had before we got Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, and now Aaron Rodgers. But for some reason, every other Steelers fan just thought we was going to go to the Super Bowl. Like, are y'all serious? Look at the team we got. Like, let's just be honest about some of the things. But I think it's about time some of that stuff start coming out. Can't keep blaming, can't keep putting it all on Mike Tomlin like he's the bad guy, because he's not. Mike T was never the bad guy. Straight up. But what you say, you said Le'Veon Bell was sleeping with his cousin. Mike kept that under wraps. Could be speculation, though. I heard about that, but I don't know. I don't know if that was like what it was. You said Pittsburgh would never be the same. They will be really great or really bad. Like, that's just what it is. I mean, it's sad to say that because of everything that has transpired with our organization, but and what's been going on. It's sad to say that, but you might be onto something there. It could be that it could go that way. I just think that I'm on the same thing as what Joey Porter Jr. is on right now. And that's simply saying you can't put all this on Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin has done a lot for this organization. I think I just thought it was time to just move on. Go ahead, Mike. You know what I'm saying? You probably you done everything that you can do there. There's a lot of things that's going on behind the scenes that you don't know. Why you think Antonio Brown start going rogue? Now y'all gonna pay me or I'm not showing up. Look what Ben is doing. It started getting loose. You like everything, the timetable matches up with exactly what Joey Porter is talking about. If you know, you know. If you don't know, then you don't know. But everything matches up perfectly. Now, what I wanted some of these things to come out, but I mean, that's just how we always been. We always dealt with things under wraps and in-house. Never really been a media-driven type of team. You know what I mean? Even Bill Cowher didn't even, he used to hide injuries from people. I haven't heard nothing about the injuries. A lot of coaches, it was a strategy. You didn't have to report and tell the news when your players was hurt. You would just be like, I don't know right now. You know what I mean? Like, it was a strategy amongst players. Like, so, and we were one of the teams that were the last to really get on board with this whole social media thing. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just how we always really been. But not really knowing everything that was going on behind scenes and everything that Mike Tomlin was doing outside of that. The stress of the coaching job alone, dealing with all these egos and everything else that was behind the scenes that has yet to come out. Now, me just sitting here speculating as a Steelers fan, I'm like, okay, yeah, I got to talk about it. I got to give my opinion on it. I got to. I gotta come on and get my opinion on it. This is what I do now. You know what I'm saying? Got to. It's only right. What do you think about them changing the name of the stadium from Heinz Field to Mike Tomlin Stadium or building a statue? Mike Tomlin's been great. I think he's been great for the city of Pittsburgh for multiple reasons. The city of Pittsburgh never been a really friendly city of black people. It's really never been that. I mean, it's been lately. It's gotten a lot better in these latter years with as far as people getting along of all cultures and colors, right? It's you know what I mean, but it's got a real negative history to that city. It just do, and I'm just being honest. So I don't know how well received the city of Pittsburgh would be by naming it Mike Tomlin Stadium. If we're gonna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just being honest about things. I'm just keeping it real. But I mean, a lot of people they appreciate Mike Tomlin and they do honor Mike Tomlin, but he wasn't the only coach who put Pittsburgh on there. I think if they didn't name something after Chuck Noll, you know what I'm saying? I don't think Mike Tomlin would get that name, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? If just to be fair, I think he got 4 Super Bowls. Mike Tomlin never had a losing season. However, with 1 Super Bowl, but some people will argue that was the last of Bill Cowher's guys. When Mike Tomlin actually got his guys, he never could get over the hump. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of speculation to go on with that and how that can be received. You know what I'm saying? But I rock out and I understand that, but I'm not gonna keep harping on that. But I'm definitely gonna keep y'all in tune with that as this goes on, as this continues to unfold and all the information starts to build up and come out. I'm gonna definitely keep y'all updated with what's going on with this situation, because it's not over. There's gonna be a lot more said. People are gonna hop on pods and they're gonna tell their side of the story and how it is. Period, point blank. We're probably gonna hear Big Ben's side, but we all know that there's a lot of BS is going to be in that. Don't really know how his PR team is going to handle this. He does have his own pod, but we'll see how it unfolds. We'll see how it rock. We'll see how that go. But okay, so I just wanted to take a quick look at it. Oh yeah, the Ravens. Some of the news that's going on out there. Get in tune with something else. Just to switch gears here a little bit. Some of the early look at the free agents throughout the NFL right now. There's you know what I'm saying, there's top 25 free agents right now. That's in the NFL, according to thescore.com. You know what I'm saying? I got to make sure that I put the publication out there so everybody knows it's not ESPN. Okay, George Pickens is the number 1. Obviously, franchise tag candidate he is, and it's projected to be $28.8 million for that franchise tag. That's a hell of a tag right there. I think he might want to take that. You know what I mean? If I'm him, I do. I'm going to take that tag if I'm George Pickens. Now, there's another one. Trey Henderson from the Bengals, 31 years old. We already know he's an edge. He's ranked as the number 1 edge out there, even at 31 years old, because of the past 3 seasons, what he's been able to do with the 39 sacks in the way that he plays. So that's not a position that we need. That's probably something that I think the Cowboys or somebody else might be trying to get a look at. Tyler Lindenbaum, he is the number 1 center on the board right now, coming from the Ravens. Don't understand why they're really not wanting to sign him. Only 26 years old. And age on September 1st, he only would be 26. That's crazy. And I think he's out of his rookie contract. I think that's what's going on right now. But look, they got to pay him. There's a lot of people that's looking for offensive linemen. Don't think he was that bad. You know what I mean? Especially if they got him ranked number 3. And this ain't the only place that got him like that. Daniel Jones is another franchise tag candidate for the Colts. His projected value for the tag is $47.3 million. That's insane. That's a big bag right there. Alec Pierce from the Colts, 26 years old, receiving rank. He's probably the number 2 receiver out there. As we all know, Pierce has been putting in that work on the field. Gotten a lot better in these past couple seasons that's been going on. He has no value. They didn't get no value for him. As you can see there on the screen, there's no value. Jalen Phillips, franchise tag candidate again. Dolphins going to the Eagles, an edge rusher. He's projected $27.3 million. Number 6. Brees Hall, another franchise tag candidate. His projected tag will be for $14.5 million with the Jets. He's 25 years old. Number 1 running back in there. To have an experience back, I think that might be intriguing to see what teams might go there to get an experience back, such as Brees Hall, 25 years old, not and really not too much banged up. But see, and this is even intriguing for us. So where do we go? Still, like, and I like to look at the free agency list because of my team too. But Rick Woolen from the Seattle Seahawks, 27 years old, number 1 cornerback in the free agent market when it pops up. 12 interceptions since 2022. That's a lot. It's not easy to get 5 to have 12. 27 years old, the best cornerback in free agency, and from the Seahawks off that incredible defense, has no franchise tag, straight unrestricted free agent. I think that's something that we might be want to look at. I really like Rasheed Walker from the Packers. He'll be 26 years old September 1st. On that date, so he's still young. The best offensive tackle in the free agency, and I think we got to go after that. I think that's something that we got to be looking at from the Steelers, because I really don't know if you go rookie or in a draft with offensive linemen. I don't know, especially if the timetable has moved up. By the timetable moving up. And that's what they're kind of showing us, that we're trying to win now. You got to go on the free agency and you got to go and get it now. So Rasheed Walker, offensive tackle, the best one out there from Green Bay, got to go and grab him. Braden Smith, he got a couple more years left up in him. He's up there. You know what I'm saying? He's at the top of the hill, but he'll be going down the hill soon. The number 2 offensive tackle, 30 years old from the Colts. Kenneth Walker, he'll be a free agent for sure. From that Seahawks, they'll probably be trying to re-sign him. 25 years old. He just ran like a madman. You be seeing him in the Super Bowl MVP. So his bag is different. That's a different bag that you got to throw at Kenneth Walker right now. Don't know if the Seahawks is going to drop it or not, but anybody got coming one. Devin Lloyd, the number 1 linebacker from the Jacksonville Jaguars, had 5 interceptions in 2025. He was tied for the most amongst linebackers, as y'all can see. But look, 27 years old, that's insane. That's a good linebacker. That's something that you might want to have on your team, especially a linebacker who can pass cover. We lack another linebacker who can pass cover. Patrick Queen struggles in that. He just does. Mike Evans, I'm only going to go to the top 15. I'm not going to scroll through the whole list. I'm only going to go top 15, then I'm going to keep it moving. Mike Evans, of course, he's the wide receiver, number 3. He's 33 years old, y'all. And he's the number 3 receiver in free agency. He's incredible, yo. He's incredible. I don't. Mike Evans got to be first ballot. I'll get to looking at his stats because I got to look at it. But Mike Evans has had a phenomenal career. He really has. He's always one of the better receivers in the NFL, Mike Evans. But yeah, I think that's a clutch guy to have. But injuries. And he plays through them. He's a tough guy. He'll play through the injuries, but it's always there nagging him and Keenan Allen. You know what I'm saying? Rashid Shaheed, 28 years old. He got traded to the Seahawks. He just won a Super Bowl with them. So, yeah, y'all seen him catch a couple passes. He did number 4 receiver in free agency, 28 years old. Juwan Jennings will also be a free agent at wide receiver. Then Malik Willis is the number 2 quarterback. I don't know how, but that's how they got that ranked up. And so when I look at that free agent list, I didn't even switch it over. That's the free agent list. I should have been scrolling. I didn't even know y'all couldn't see it. My fault. Somebody should have said something to me, but that's the free agent list right there. You know what I mean? Just went through that. So now I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back into the NFL Combine list. Take a look at this NFL Combine list because this is for all of the teams, everybody's team. What do your team need? Well, let's see what your team need. I think so. The fact that I seen Neckbone in the comments, I'll start with the Buffalo Bills, right? The Buffalo Bills, I think y'all gonna go receiver. I think y'all projected to go like Kevin Concepcion. Y'all got to get a guy that's gonna come in. Keon Coleman. I don't know what's up with Coleman. Don't know why Coleman ain't really panning out. It takes some people, more time. He might not been a wide receiver one. We may have thought he was a wide receiver one and trying to put him in a role that really don't fit him. You know what I mean? Maybe he just wasn't the guy that we thought he was. You know what I mean? Sometimes maturity takes a couple of years to get. And I think they go wide receiver number one, though. I think that's what the Buffalo Bills is largely looking at right now is wide receiver number one. But this is the candidates for the combine that they got. So tune in for the live coverage, 2026 NFL Combine. It'll be starting on February 26th. It's going to be live. I'm trying to get out there. I am. There's $1,000 a ticket, and I don't get enough donations. But I'm trying to get up there. I am. I really am trying to get to the NFL Combine because there's a lot that can happen there, and I'll have a lot of coverage, and I'll have to look at things from my own perspective and know a little bit what's going on behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Start getting some connections. You feel me? But so I'm definitely trying to get there. It's not that far of a ride. You know what I mean? I would take the ride, even if I just got to go out there for the day. Just hop in the car and just drive out there. You know what I mean? Just for the day, because I want to see the quarterbacks, running backs, and receivers. That's what I really want to see. I think that happens on a Saturday. I think that's the 28th that's going to happen. I'll take another look at it. But anyway, the quarterbacks, Drew Aller from Penn State, Luke Altmaier from Illinois, Carson Beck from Miami, Jalen Daniels from Kansas, Joe Fanego, I don't know. Joe Fanego from UConn, Talon Green from Arkansas, Hayes King from Georgia Tech, Cade Klubnik from Clemson, Fernando Mendoza, Indiana, Brendan Morton from Texas Tech, Garrett Nussmeier, LSU, Diego Piava, Vanderbilt, Cole Payton from North Dakota State, Sawyer Robinson, Baylor, Ty Simpson, Alabama. That's crazy. I like the fact that Jalen Daniels from Kansas got picked to go to the combine. Now see what he does. Now, out of the quarterbacks, I like that fact that Fernando Mendoza is a projected number one pick. He's the projected number one overall pick. And he ain't sit out nothing yet that he's been invited to. He's still going to go to the NFL Combine. And he's projected to be the number one overall pick. That says a lot about his character. How could you not like somebody like that? How could you not like somebody who plays football like that? This is what I be talking about. We need more Fernando Mendozas in this sport. You don't got to act like him. You don't got to get on camera and pray. You could pray at home. You could be who you are. But show up. Diego Piava, he keeps showing up. Show up to these events. Go to the Shrine Bowl. Go to the Senior Bowl. Do that. Yeah. Don't be sitting out. That's crazy to me. He played through the whole playoffs, won the national championship, and still doing all this. You got cats who, I can't believe that, who opted out of bowl games. Craziness, man. Craziness. But that's a good list. But I had to get crunk on that because it just, I don't understand why people they sit out of them events and opt out of bowl games. The bowl game, the media has made sheep out of us and computed our minds into thinking that it should not matter. A bowl game shouldn't matter. Why is that? That's the only time, that's around the year where the NFL coaches actually get time to actually watch what you do. They hear what you did throughout the year, but now they actually get to watch you. Because some of them didn't make the playoffs, not going to make the playoffs. So now some of them are looking forward like, okay, let me see what's going on in these bowl games. Let me see who's tearing it up out there. See, they're not thinking about that. See, your street agent ain't going to tell you that. Your agent ain't going to tell you to play in that game. If I'm somebody's agent, I'm telling you to play in the game. Because, I mean, would you rather get, you know what I'm saying? Football injuries happen. You can be injured walking out your front door, slipping down the steps because they wasn't properly shoveled. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's fun. It's funny to me. So you now all of a sudden you scared to play because you might get injured in a game you've been playing your whole life? How soft does that sound? What are we talking about? I get the money, but it's like everything is about that now. Everything. It's kind of like what Coach was talking about last night on his show. This is why it's soft, because you got players doing stuff like this, opting out. But anyway, let me continue because I don't want to get stuck on that. Don't want to get stuck on that, but that's just what it is. It's crazy. It's insane. Running backs that's invited to the NFL Combine. Katron Allen from Penn State. Max Bredesen from Michigan. I hope I pronounced that right. If I didn't, apologize. Damon Claiborne, Wake Forest, beast. Jonah Coleman, Washington. C.J. Donaldson, Ohio State. Rashul Faison, South Carolina. Eli Hederick. Did I pronounce that right? Navy. Roman Hemby, Indiana. Robert Henry Jr., University of Texas, San Antonio. Emmett Johnson, Nebraska. Jeremiah Love, Notre Dame. Seth McGowan, Kentucky. Jam Miller, Alabama. Le'Veon Moss, Texas A&M. What is it? Jadarian? What? Jadarian Price, Notre Dame. Adam Randall, Clemson. Desmond Reed, Pittsburgh. Nicholas Singleton, Penn State. Jamari Taylor, Virginia. Mike Washington Jr., Arkansas. Noah Whittington from Oregon. Think that's a solid list at the Combine. That's a deep list. That is a deep list at the Combine. Would y'all agree? I think that's a deep class at the Combine. I do. And I think at least out of these quarterbacks, out of these quarterbacks, I think there's always about 4. But I think, I don't know, there might be some ballers in this class. Garrett Nussmeier was really supposed to be that dude. I think he's going to show up at some point. Garrett Nuss is going to show up. He got to, y'all, because, I mean, he just threw for 4,000 yards before this bad season just happened. Like, let's not forget that. He tore the SEC up. So there's something in Garrett Nussmeier. There's something there. There's something there. And I think we'll start seeing it. The Underwear Olympics is going to make him jump. They're going to start remembering when they see him throwing against the air. He's going to be one of the better throwers. I think Diego Piava got an arm. Cole Payton from North Dakota State. I like him. I like what he can do. I honestly do. Y'all know I'm huge on Talon Green. I can't wait to see Talon Green. I think he's going to jump through the roof when they see his long stride and see how he can throw. I want to see what he got. Tad Simpson. We'll see what he got going on. Sawyer Robinson. There's some quarterbacks too, but that running back class is deep. This is another deep running back class. That's crazy. They'll go in the latter years. So for the wide receivers in this very deep wide receiver class that every Steeler fan is salivating over and really talking about, we got to go to first round to grab guys. Like, no, you don't. No, you do not got to go first round to get a receiver. You don't have to do that. We need cornerbacks. Somebody on the opposite of Joey Porter Jr. We need a safety. Somebody to help out Jalen Ramsey. We need that. So if you got one of those top guys, and D'Angelo Pond's name is coming up big. His popularity is going. The algorithm for the mock drafts is getting D'Angelo Pons drafted in the first round. Go do your mock draft if you don't believe me. Fact check me. D'Angelo Pons is gone. Early second round, he's out of there. First round, he might be out of there to one of those later teams like Seahawks or something. They might grab him. I've seen it. Anyway, right receivers, Aaron Anderson from LSU. Vinny Anthony II from Wisconsin. Chris Bell, Louisville. Dylan Bell, Georgia. Skylar Bell, UConn. Malik Benson, Oregon. Jeremy Bernard, Alabama. Denzel Boston, Washington. Zachariah Branch, Georgia. Chris Brazel II, Tennessee. Baron Brown, LSU. Deion Burks, Oklahoma. Jeff Cadwell, Cincinnati. Josh Cameron, Baylor. Kevin Coleman Jr., Missouri. Casey Concepcion, Texas A&M. Omar Cooper Jr., Indiana. CJ Daniels, Miami. Caleb Douglas, Texas Tech. Malachi Fields, Notre Dame. Emmanuel Henderson Jr., Kansas. Chris Hilton Jr., LSU. Jordan Hudson, SMU. Tad Hurst, Georgia State. Colin Lacey, Louisville. Bryce Lance, North Dakota State. Jacoby Lane, USC. Kendrick Law, Kentucky. Makai Lemon, USC. Eric McAllister, TCU. Donovan McCulley, Michigan. Eric Rivers, Georgia Tech. Chase Roberts, BYU. Elijah Surratt, Indiana. DeJon Stribling, Mississippi. Ole Miss. Jamichael Sturvant, Florida. Cornell Tate, Ohio State. Xavier Thomas, LSU. Brennan Thompson, Mississippi State. Jordan Tyson, Arizona State. Reggie Virgil, Texas Tech. Harrison Wallace III, Mississippi. Ole Miss. All right. Jalen Waffle. Is that how you pronounce it? Waffle? I don't know. And Incarnate Word. I hope I ain't that's Caden Weegan, Iowa. Whew, I like Weegan. He got Jets. Special teams guy. Antonio Williams, Clemson. Kobe Young, Georgia. You cannot tell me this class ain't deep. You cannot tell me that wide receiver class is not deep. You can't tell me that. This is a very deep wide receiver class. Deep. I mean, look, I said it and I'm going to say it again, right? Now, Makai Lemon and Jordan Tyson, skill set wise, but everybody else, man, I think it's so deep. Like, you can't even really say that because you could be like, all right, Jordan Tyson and them, but I forgot about Weegan from Iowa. If y'all watched any games from Iowa, he got busy. He'll hit a home run on you quick. Special teams wise, and he'll take a one of them wide receiver tunnel screens to the crib. ASAP. Cornell Tate's a big guy, possession receiver. So is Elijah Surratt. He got about the same production out of him. You know what I'm saying? Then you can even look at Malachi Fields for Notre Dame, another possession guy, big body guy. Okay, like I think it's like, I don't know, man. I think it's just like scheme wise, and like it could just be even like who you like. It may come down to who it's this wide receiver class is who's interviewed the best. Like for real, it's gonna come down to who's the smartest. That's who's gonna get drafted first out of these receivers. Who knows how to sit in these zones? Who's the smartest? Okay, you can show me you can catch, you can run fast, but it's really going to come down to awareness out of these receivers in this draft. I honestly feel that way because there's a lot of the skill sets, or you can, I named them. I went through that whole list, and if you watch college football, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Jeremy Bernard, Denzel Boston, Malachi Fields. I even say Chris Bell. Chris Bell's another possession guy, but he's the one I take it to the crib too. Like a lot of these guys, Deion Burks was nasty for Oklahoma. He's a shorter guy. That's probably why he'll go in the later rounds because he's like 5'9", but he's a beast. Got hops. Like watch. The list is going to change. Omar Cooper, his name is starting to pick up. I don't know how it's starting to pick up. Should have been Josh Cameron, built like a running back. Built like a running back at wide receiver. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we about this. That wide receiver class is so deep, man. Those names I just named, like, those was all guys who definitely showed up in multiple games throughout college football this year. Gotten busy. All right, so we'll see what happens with that list because that list is insane. That wide receiver list is crazy deep. You do. There's no point in reaching for a receiver. If you need other things to fit on your team, fit it. Let the other people fit and jump up there. Because running back and wide receiver this year is a deep again. And if you want to get you a guy, you're going to get your guy. Your guy's going to fall right to you. The guy that's there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't going to say that some of these guys ain't worth first round because they are. Because it's just who you want. It's just your guy. It's just your guy. That's why I don't. People say, oh, you reaching for a pick. How is that a reach? It's who you like. It's who they like. That's their guy. That's their guy. He interviewed great. His interview process went great. He's smart. He ain't never got in trouble in college. Never heard none of his. You know what I mean? You got good reports from everybody. His mom, his second grade teacher. You know what I mean? All that matters. And then that's how you become a first round pick. Correct? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's just what it comes down to. On likability, because I think you're going to be able to grab a guy in the 5th round out of this receiving class right here, and he's going to be productive for your NFL team. Straight up. Easily. I mean, easily 20 guys. I think it can name 20. I feel like this class is deep. We're going to have some great receivers coming up in the NFL. We're going to have some great games watching these receivers get busy. Next to the tight ends. Dallin Bentley from Utah. Nate Broericker. Did I get that right? Bo Kircher. Nate Brokercher from Texas A&M. Josh Kuvis. I don't know. Alabama. Oscar Delp, Georgia. Khalil Dinkins, Penn State. Jack Andrews, Texas. John Michael, Gallenborg, Wyoming. Matthew Hebner, SMU. Justin Jolly, NC State. Will Kemerack, Ohio State. Jaron Connect, I don't know. Oklahoma. Miles Kitzelman, Tennessee. Max Clare, Ohio State. Marlon Klein, Michigan. Tyler Kozul, Houston. RJ Maryland, SMU. Lake McCree, USC. Riley Nowakowski, Indiana. Eli Rardon, Notre Dame. DJ Rogers, TCU. Sam Roche, Stanford. Joe Royer, Tennessee. I am butchering these names. Killing these names. I can't pronounce them. Keon Sadiq, Oregon. Boyer Sharp, LSU. Eli Stowarts, Vanderbilt. Michael Trigg, Baylor. Daquan Wright, Mississippi. All right. Okay. All right. I like that too. Man, this draft is all right. Okay. Offensive lineman. Chris Adams, Memphis. Austin Barber, Florida. Evan Burstein, Northwestern. Marco Bell, Miami. Chase, I can't pronounce his last name, from Texas A&M. Jude Baldry, Boston College. Parker Brailsford, Alabama. Joshua Barn, Kentucky. Travis Burke, Memphis. Yager Burton, Kentucky. DJ Yager Burton, Kentucky. DJ Campbell, Texas. Fernando Carmona, Arkansas. Cage Casey, Boise State. Pat Coogan, Indiana. Naz Cooper, Miami. Demetrius Crownover, Texas A&M. Enrique Cruz Jr., Kansas. J.C. Davis, Illinois. Garrett DeGiorgio, UCLA. Jennings Dunker, Iowa. Falil Ali Fahumi, I don't know. Wake Forest. Did I get that right? Falil Ali Fahumi. I don't know. It sounds like I got it right, don't it? It sounds like it. It sounds like I got it right. Wake Forest. Spencer Fernando, Utah. Jalen Farmer, Kentucky. Monroe Freeling, Georgia. Matt Gublin, Michigan State. Long list. Sam Heck, Kansas State. Alan Heron, Maryland. Max, can't pronounce it, Arizona State. Not going to try. Max, what? I don't even know if that's silent. Max Ianker. I think here's a mistake. Did I get it right? Alaviega, Allen, Penn State. Goodness gracious. Why your name so hard to say? You gotta block good. If your name is hard to pronounce, if you're an offensive line, you better be a good blocker, bro. That's just insane. That's crazy. Logan Jones, Iowa, Connor Lew, Auburn, Caleb Lumo, Utah, Francis. Magali. I think that's how you Magoya, Miami, Blake Miller, Clemson, Mika Morris, Georgia, Fabiche, Noahu, Oklahoma. I don't know. That's crazy. Like, it sounds like a whole Mortal Kombat finishing move. You know what I'm saying? Name. And you better be able to block good. Fenice, Navanku. Like, I don't know. It just sound mean. It sound mean. Sound like you about to straight up, you know what I'm saying? Like, they be on Black Panther. You know you seen Black Panther and they be like, Umbambe, Umbambe, Umbambe. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's what it sound like. Fabiche, Nuaku. I don't know. It sound mean as hell. It do. Brian Parker, second, dude. Diego Pons, Mississippi. Emmanuel Pregnon, Oregon. Caden Proctor from Alabama. Keelan Rutchett, Georgia Tech. Billy Straw, Notre Dame. Drew Shelton, Penn State. Jake Slaughter, Florida. Bo Stevens, Iowa. Logan Taylor, Boston College. Caleb Turan, Northwestern. Keegan Tross, Missouri. Dylan Wade, Auburn. Emil Wagner, Notre Dame. Carver Willis, Washington. Isaiah Worrell, Oregon. Jeremy Wright, Auburn. Trey Zune III, Texas A&M. Defensive lineman. Jesus. Can I take a break? Jesus, there's that class. That's deep. There's a lot of names. Can I just get to the I just want to skip to the line, the corners. I just want to see that if my man made it. You know what I'm saying? The DBs. I want to see if they invited D'Angelo Pons. That's the name I really want to see. Takaro Davis, Washington, was Delaney. I don't see it because these names, reading those names just really got me aggravated. It really did something to me. It took me way off. Like, that's crazy. I had it planned out perfect. I was going to read y'all every name from every position, but then I got the names that just got me frustrated. And I'm like, what is, like, bro, come on. If your name is pronounced hard, you got to be a good football player. You got to be. They're just like, why your last name so hard to sound and you play like pillows on my daughter's bed, like her teddy bears that's made up on her bed. Like, come on, bro. Like, you can't be having these hard ass spelling names, pronunciation names, and be playing like you pity pat or something. Nah, you gotta be hard. You gotta come with it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta come with it. Last name sound like that. Playing like Jane, crazy. That's insane. Got a hard name. That's just no. I ain't with that. That don't even make sense to me. It don't make no sense. None at all. And I don't see I don't even see. Oh yeah, they got D'Angelo Pons. He got invited. D'Angelo Pons got invited to the combine. He ain't invited to the Senior Bowl. A couple people did. Chandler Rivers did too. I like Chandler Rivers from Duke. D'Angelo Pons from Indiana. He got invited. Avery Smith from Toledo. I like him too from Toledo. He's a baller. Watch him. I'm gonna be paying attention to him because they got them Toledo boys be balling. And Emmanuel McNeil Warren, that safety from Toledo. He's a good player too. He might supposed to be amongst the best. It's a lot of names out here. A lot of good names. A lot of good guys out there. So yeah, that's a lot. That is a whole lot. And I done went through the whole list. And that's it. Cause I'm not going through it no more. I'm done. That did it for me. That made me mad. As we all know, Anthony Weaver he got announced as the Ravens defensive coordinator. Big up to him. Caden Otten, the tight end from the Buccaneers from Tampa Bay. He's going to be a free agent. I think he's going up. That might be good for him. And also, I wanted to report because I know I haven't done college basketball in a minute, but the women's basketball I definitely haven't did like at all this year, at all. But I did see that South Carolina had blew out Tennessee, and then Tennessee's head coach had to come out and say something like, "We just had a lot of quitting us tonight. I have a team that will just quit on you." Like, what the fuck are you?
Comfortable and things don't go our way, and I have a team that'll just quit on you. And you can't do that in big games. You can't do that anytime in the SEC, but you certainly can't do that. I mean, we just had a lot of quit in us tonight, and that's been something that's been consistent with our team is we're not comfortable and things don't go our way, and I have a team that'll just quit on you. And you can't do that in big games. You can't do that anytime in the SEC, but you certainly can't do that at a program like this. I mean, we just had.
I mean, look, you keeping it real. You keeping it real. I get it, right? I get it. You keeping it real. You just saying what a lot of people see on the court when you get beat 50-93 with the players that you got on that Tennessee squad. I get it. And we get the crazy thing about being a coach is we will sit here and be like, it's cool if we said, but when the coach come out and just keep it real, now it's a problem. It's a problem because the coach said we already seeing what we thinking, right? But it's really not when you really think about it. Because, I mean, what'd you say? You kept it real. She kept it real. To say that you just got a team that'll quit on you, like now you gotta. And I doubt if there's something you said to your team, but obviously you lost your team because there's some talent on that team. Tennessee being 15-6 with the bigs they got, the women on the women's side is crazy. How about you just can't motivate your team? How about your ass can't coach? I mean, I mean, come on. Are we keeping it real? Like, I mean, sometimes, I mean, you can say what you want to say. And I'm gonna stop getting on coaches for coming out and keeping it real like this because there's a lot of fans who be thinking that kind of stuff about their teams. But when the coach said, they said, so I ain't got no problem with that. But the fact that team is falling short is on you. Why is your team like that's on you? People out of position. You know what I mean? You're playing through the wrong person. The game got to be slowed down for that Tennessee team. I don't know why you want to try to press and go fast. Slow it down. Play through your bigs. Should have been doing that. You know what I'm saying? Opening up for the perimeter shot. But that's not how they play. I mean, I don't know everything. I'm not saying that I could do a better job or anything. I'm just saying what I see. That's all I'm simply saying. But look, I'm going to close out with that. And I'm going to leave y'all with that food for thought. Just wanted to bring that. What up, Clint? What up? What up? What up, man? You came late to the party, dog. You done came late. What up with it? What up with it, though? How you feeling, man? How you feeling, brother Cliff? How you feeling? I'm cool. I'm all right. I'm done with everything I already had to say, pretty much. I done said everything there was to say. Everything there was. You know, not I don't think I touched on everything. Think so. I think I did. Think I got everything out. Oh no, I didn't. They came out with the college football report. They came out with the top 50 head coaches in college football. The top 50. The top 50 coaches in college football. Coach Bram's name's not on there. But are we shocked? Deion Sanders' name ain't on there, man. I mean, they put Pete Golden at number 46 on the list. And he was just an interim coach for a couple of games in the playoffs. That's crazy. Deion Sanders ain't up there. Wake Forest's coach is up there, Jake Dickert at number 50. But he ain't up there. Sean Lewis is at 49, which is disrespectful because I think San Diego State was good. Pat Narduzzi is at number 39. And Deion Sanders ain't on there, but Pat Narduzzi is. And Pat Narduzzi number 39 in the country. And he got on TV and said, it don't matter if we lose to Notre Dame by 100 points. They ain't in our conference anyway. Like, what is we talking about? Like, what? soft ass coach. Like, you don't get on screen and say nothing like that. That's crazy. And they got Bob Chesney. Now, okay, this is following the 2025 season. Okay, excuse me. But he still ain't on there. Bob Chesney, that started from Holy Cross, that was at James Madison last year, that now is at UCLA, is at number 38 with UCLA. Eric Morris from Oklahoma State University is at number 37. Man, listen, bruh. Damn, Deion, man. Damn, Deion. Like, this just crazy, bro. The hype that surrounded you, like, bro, you let us all down. Deion, you didn't let us down, bro. You let us all down. You did, bro. You couldn't make the top 50 coaches in college football in 2025. You got coaches from Holy Cross getting up there. The Colorado State, Jim Mora, Colorado State's coach is up there at number 34. And you couldn't get on there? That's crazy. That's insane, bro. This is what? That's how bad of a job you're really doing out there amongst your peers. But you got a whole slew of people out there that'll cake for him in a heartbeat. See, that's what we be talking about right here. This is crazy. That's crazy. I mean, look, am I shocked? Not really. No. But it's my job to act like I am. Ain't it? Yeah. A fact. That's a fact. It is. But you got, man, the names that is on here. I already didn't pointed y'all out a couple. I mean, Brent Key from Georgia Tech, he definitely need to be up there in the top 15 for sure. For sure. Phenomenal job he's been doing with Georgia Tech. They got John Summerall that just transferred from Tulane. That's at Florida right now at 28. I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying he's bad. They got Alec Goss. This came from USF that went to just going to Auburn right now. They got him at 33. They got Wake Forest's coach. Wake Forest's coach is 50. You couldn't break the top 50 in the country. Man, bro. Y'all be bugging. Y'all be bugging out here. What's up, Cliff? What up with it, dog?
What's up, bro?
Ain't nothing, man. Chilling, man. You know, just kicking it, man. Just came up, you know, just kicking it, man. Kicking back on a Wednesday, chopping it up.
Yes, I'm listening to your content. I hear you talking about the top 50 coaches and how Prime ain't, on that list. Hey, I guess, if people address it, we'll hear a lot of excuses.
I mean,
but
that's
I
crazy.
agree. I agree with you, dog. I mean, I feel bad, dog. I feel real bad of that.
No, you don't, Cliff.
I do, man. I do, Chuck. I do, man. I feel, I mean, this is year 4.
Cliff.
This is
Five.
okay. Year 5. I mean, hey, he should at least be number 50. I mean, there's something to be number 50. It's like,
50.
man,
This year 5. This ain't year 4 for Coach Prime number. This is year 5. He ain't cracked the top 50.
Is the new coach from North Texas on there that took the job at Oklahoma State?
Yes, Eric Morris at
Oh,
37.
God. Wow.
He's at 37.
Oh, man.
They got PJ Fleck on there. They got Pat Fitzgerald on there from at Michigan State.
Pat Fitzgerald? Oh, bro. Woo.
That's how bad and how much of a joke our man is actually looking out there. He's looking out that way. That's how he look out there. Looking crazy out there. But you got all these dudes out here caping for him. And I don't even care about content. I don't care about the other people doing their little content or whatever. But you got actual professionals that's been in this game that be caping for him, putting him on shows, talking about what he doing and what he ain't doing. Like, he didn't crack the top 50, bro. He did not crack the top 50.
Man. Well, hey, it's all about wins at the end of the day. It ain't about promotion and the brand. It's all about wins. And the brand is actually supposed to be Colorado University, not Prime.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So when you only have been known to
on there from Kentucky. Will Stein from Kentucky's at 48.
Yes. You see what I'm saying, bro? Look at the list. It's about wins at the end of the day. It's about the success. It's about what you do, your coaching acumen. You cannot be out here and think people not go see. You act like you don't know how to call timeouts. You cannot be out here and year after year you're having one of the biggest turnovers, not only with players but with coaches in the NCAA. You can't do that. And then people try to make it a cover up. Well, he's providing opportunities for others. To be honest with you, I think some of those others that have gotten jobs was gonna get them anyway.
Period.
I believe Marshall Falk was gonna get a chance anyway.
Somewhere at the level he at right now.
Yeah. Regardless if he coached running backs or not. He coached running backs. It's not like he was the offensive coordinator. He coached running backs, trucking.
Running back. That's it. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is, man, that's wow, bro. Like, we gotta stop, man. We get like that's just crazy. They got, and I'm just looking at the names, like Jeff Monken at Army, great job. Brian Newberry at Navy, great job. Spencer Danielson, what he did at Boise State, great job. Jason Equity, what just did at with New Mexico. Yeah, that was a good season for New Mexico, but God damn, come on, y'all. Like, the ratings on the wall, dog. It's there, but at some point, like, I guess I could sound like a hater. Call me the hater. I don't care. Call me the super hater. Put super hater on my forehead. Do what you want. Say what you need to say about me. Do it all. I don't care no more. I'm not going to front. I'm not going to sit here and we not going to keep pretending like Deion Sanders is one of the damn best coaches in college football. He has let us down tremendously. He has. We thought he was going to do what cursing that he did. It didn't happen. He's in year 5, and we better see a damn winning goddamn record by this time in Colorado. There ain't no damn choice. You can keep saying, I believe. No, I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in God. I do not believe in another man who has taken 5 years to get his stick together on a football team, and it still has not got there. Period, point blank. 5 years ago, I knew nothing about techniques. I knew nothing about reading offenses and defenses and coverages and everything else. I have learned more in 5 years probably than what you do. Now, have you gotten a brand there? Yeah, the brand deals are awesome. Everything is great. But it's about time for you to start making your stamp in this legacy of college football. Or else it's time for us to start talking about the facts. And the fact is, if Deion Sanders does not come up with a winning season this year, is it going to tarnish his legacy? Absolutely it will, because he is in the game of football. He was one of the best cornerbacks ever in the game, but he can't coach for shit. And that will ruin his whole legacy. It just will. It's about time to talk about it. Nobody's talking about it.
The key point is, I don't think it'll ruin it as a player, but as far as him trying to coach and come in, I think it does with that.
You win.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because people not looking at it from this point of view. Signetti just made it a whole lot tougher on Deion.
How's that?
Because he took the worst winningest team, Indiana, basically transfer portal, brought some people over with him from JMU. First year.
Great point.
First year, took them to the playoffs. They got a thumping by Notre Dame. Second year, undefeated national champion. with basically no 5 stars, no 4 stars, a bunch of 3, 2, maybe 1, and 0 stars, which we really a lot of times I don't even pay attention to that because it depends on what camps you go to and things of that nature. But basically, players no one really knew about unless you watch JMU and knew about those 13 that came over to Indiana.
How many gold jackets did he have on our staff?
None.
Dang, none. He had
No.
That's
Not one Hall of Famer. But see, the difference is discipline, game planning, and getting people to buy in and playing your true talent. Knowing what your true talent is, not showing favoritism. Not promising people that they go play and then they get there and they're not playing. You know, that's not how recruiting works anyway. You don't tell somebody you're gonna be. Yeah, you gotta work for this.
That's cool. Yeah,
and I just don't understand what's going on. Maybe and two things can be true. You know, you got some people that can coach, but some people just don't have an eye for talent.
So and that right. But look, so to go back and to push back on what you were saying about legacy, right? And it not ruin as legacy. So this is the way I'm thinking about it when I say that, right? It's going to tarnish his legacy, right? This is why. You know Deion Sanders, the player. Coach JB knows Deion Sanders, the player. Coach Hayes, Raw, everybody knows him. I know him as Deion Sanders, the player. We've seen him as the player.
Right.
My son don't know Deion Sanders, the player. He knows Deion Sanders, the coach of Colorado.
Right.
So now, to go and say moving forward, if he can't crack these top 50s and his coaches, that does do something to his legacy in my eyes, from what I'm saying, because he ain't win shit. He ain't winning nothing. He's a butt coach. He's a horrible coach. He's getting whooped on. He's not cracking the top 50. You go from the best player in NFL history to the worst coach ever. And granted, a lot of great players don't make coaches. So what? Is that an excuse? That's why you went out and got all these gold jackets on the staff, all the hype that was on it. But still, as a whole, from one generation, you're the best, but another generation, you're the worst. So you got to do something, because that ain't even your brand. Your brand is winning. But that's where I'm coming from with it. Now you go ahead, you continue on what you were saying.
You know what, Truck, and I got you. You made a good point when we talk about great players are not great coaches. But what I've learned from all the players that have tried to be coaches and saw that the success really wasn't there, they went on and they stood on it. I gave it a try. This is not for me. And one thing I think Deion should do, and I know he's a prideful man. Yeah, you might have won in Pop Warner. You might have won on the high school level. You were successful at JSU a couple of years, but you with the big boys, and it's not turning out the way it should.
That's why you should have stayed at JSU, Deion. Deion should have stayed at Jackson State University. Let's talk about it again.
I agree with you 100%.
You should have stayed in HBCU, Deion, because all that advertisement and all that Aflac commercial, that still would have been there for you, even at Jackson State. That would have been your money. They can't touch that money. You still was going to get all those 3-star recruits down there to Jackson State University, regardless, because that's who you are. You still getting the names at Colorado. But the legacy would have been so much stronger had you stayed in the HBCU community. Now you in Colorado, and all they doing is taking your name, image, and likeness and using it for whatever. And then they going to turn on you when you ain't doing a good job. They're going to kick your butt up out of the door. Should have
Yeah.
just stayed there. But guess what? Remember the Alabama State head coach that told you, you ain't swag, you ain't black, you whack. It's starting to look true. So everybody that was kind of mad and upset about him out leaving kind of had some validity to that. But you need you need to go back. Just go back to where you know you're gonna win. If you continue, if you really want to keep doing this at a high level, bro, and you want to say, "Oh, I know, I want to fix it," there was already so much eyes and attention going back to the HBCU. People was actually watching those games again. Those games was being sold out. That it would have been so much stronger there. You would have never stopped losing. You would have been winning. You would have probably won the Celebration Bowl by now.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter. Okay, only thing you say you have on your resume, if you go into this next season and it's horrible, only thing you got on your resume is, yeah, you do have a Heisman winner. But regardless of HBCU or not, Travis will still go get drafted. Your son will still go get drafted.
Period.
You were gonna have players from your school, from JSU, that would have gotten drafted because you were getting national attention.
Deion was finna change. He was finna change the game for HBCUs. Deion was about, and that's what the Alabama State head coach was getting at. Like, you ain't really about this, dog. You about that glitz and glamour. You not really about what we about here. Like that. Like it would have. Like there would. Y'all brought a combine, or was it your son, or was it Shiloh? Y'all brought a combine to Colorado. You mean to tell me you couldn't brought a combine to the HBCU? Brandon Marshall already was setting up to do that, and Ryan Clark, they was helping you do this. You was about to change history, dog, and now you looking like nobody. You can't even crack the top 50 over FCS coaches who just moved up.
He having trouble. He having trouble in the big yard with the big boys. And that's basically what it is.
That's why you think the grass is greener on the other side, and sometimes it's not. But you get mad and you let Chico Dog and Neely, that ain't nobody's uncle. You know what I'm saying? With the permed out, with the perm gray beard and shit. Talk about players that's leaving Colorado, but you left a whole culture behind. You left everything behind. Now, did you bring some people with? No, but you left everything behind. Everything. And they took it away. And they got taken away. Sold out. Another sellout in the culture. That's what we got. And ain't nobody want to talk about it. Don't nobody want to say that, though, because everybody's scared. No, don't be scared. Because there's something he need to hear. Why ain't nobody never told him that, bro? You sold, bro. You sold, bro. You straight sold. You did. Because you went up there and you getting your ass kicked. And you think you about to win this year? I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, the way they looking, hey.
I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know.
The
coach you just got from Sacramento State. Y'all got players. Y'all got production players. Y'all got players who want to play now or whatever, that bought into the system. That's dumb. That I ain't gonna call them dumb, but don't know what's really going on. You still won't go mess with Matt McChesney. He got some of the best offensive defensive linemen all spread around America. You still won't go plug with him, which is crazy. Like, you're not even utilizing all your resources up there. You're still not tapping into it. And hold up. Now the coach I got he was in a Big Sky last year. And now you think Marion really is about to come in the Big 12 with the players y'all got out of the portal that need time to gel in chemistry, is about to go win 8-9 games this year? No, negative. Not happening. He had the most out. Sacramento State had 36 D1 players in the FCS and could not win the division. They had the most D1 athletes out of any FCS school in the country. The number one, 36 of them, and could not win it. Only got 7 games out of it. So we think it's going to change in the Big 12? No, man. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Not with it.
Man, he's he's got a, I don't know. I don't know. He's got to win 5 to 6 games this season, I think, for
Coach
his job to be safe. That's just how I feel.
Yeah, Deion would have done it. Deion would have put a big light on that, man. That's why that's why I don't understand, like, Deion leaving. Deion should have never, ever left Jackson State University. He should have never left there. Period, point blank. But it's not too late to go back. If you really feel like you want to continue coaching and you really want to make an impact, that's where you make the biggest impact at, Deion. That's where you make your legacy at. That's where it started. We always going to welcome you back. That's one thing about us. Yeah, we're going to say what we got to say because we're going to tell it like it is. Whether it's going to hurt your feelings, whether it's what you want to hear, but it's what you need to hear. They're going to welcome you back.
Yeah, he could have been the next great thing to be talked about since Eddie Robinson.
Would have been the greatest. Would have been the greatest. They would have put statues of him down there everywhere.
He would have been right up there with Eddie Robinson.
Everywhere, man.
People don't understand this, and I know a lot of people young and don't do this, but D1 HBCU back in the day, the coach that was always talked about in all D1 conversations as far as great coaches was Eddie Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly at Grambling State.
Right.
Because he was a winner. He was about integrity.
Yeah.
He has the most players in the NFL.
Ballers.
Yes.
And I remember that because my uncle bought me a Grambling. I thought it was Green Bay, but it was black and yellow. You know what I'm saying? Because of the G. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
It was a pullover starter jacket. I had one. My uncle bought me one when I was little. You feel what I'm saying?
And they would do in the Berg. Yeah, and they would do specials on him constantly. Deion had the chance, like you and Coach say. Man, he would have put the icing on the cake.
A huge light on the HBCU combine.
Yeah,
it would have been all them sponsors would have been there, and we constantly talk about people selling out right in front of our face. Like one of our favorites has actually done it, y'all, right in front of our face. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. And I mean, and now you just up here looking like a nobody. Just out here looking like a nobody right now. And Marshall Faulk is going back down that level. Eddie George, look, he got Eddie George in there. Look, Ed Reed was trying to go coach Bethune-Cookman. Eddie George went down there to coach Tennessee. He went down to Tennessee State. Like everybody was starting to trickle in. The tension was there.
Yes.
The tension was coming. It was there. Do you think that the NCAA didn't see that? So you sold us out for bread, and then you get mad when we critique it? Are you serious? You sold us out for the money, dog. You did, bro. You did. But you could have had that anyway. It was coming your way anyway. Regardless if you went to Colorado, you could have went to the damn community college, and it would have came to you. So what is we talking about? You talking about getting mad at players that's leaving your team now because you want some money and you sold out on the whole culture for the dollars, cuz. Left them hanging. The real ones who really need you, the ones who ain't got the GPAs to get into them big universities that you at right now. The ones who got to get it out the mud, like you say you came from. But now that they ain't there. What's up with it?
You cooking trucking. You cooking trucking.
That's insane.
Cook, bro.
Don't leave them behind like that, bro. Then you got, you know what I'm saying? You got your pundits that come out here and try to help you clarify that and do it right in our face and make it seem like it's okay. It's not cool. No, it's not cool. What you did was phony. It was, bro. And you know it deep down. And it eat at you every single day. And that's why the grass ain't greener on the other side all the time. They knew that you was about to change college football forever. Forever. They knew that. You getting pennies to what you would could have got right now. Where you could be at right now. Stamped. Legacy. Period. Making them come down to come see us. They got to come see us now. They want to come. Stadiums being rebuilt. You know what I'm saying? HBCU players getting bigger facilities now. They actually want to go there and learn about their culture and be part of Black excellence now because you there. But up in Colorado getting your ass kicked. But we're going to leave it at that, man. Because I feel like that's all I need to say, man. I said it, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, Coach Hayes, for coming through. Thank you, Cliff, for coming through. Thank
for sure,
you,
bro.
Neckbone coming through. I appreciate y'all support, man. Y'all keep supporting me. Rock on out, man. Y'all, like I said, I'm going to keep on. I got some things to do this weekend, so I probably won't be live, but I'm gonna keep on trying to, you know what I'm saying, go as live more as possible. So when y'all hit the notification bell, if you're not getting my notifications when I'm live, that's probably because you haven't hit the notification bell. Go back on my page, make sure you hit the notification bell, so when I'm live, you could come up. All are welcome. I appreciate y'all coming through, man. I really do, man. But y'all know
For sure,
how
bro.
I always say it, man. Pray for yourself. Pray for each other. Pray for me. I'm always praying for y'all. Peace.
Peace.